Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up because what I'm about to reveal will shock you. The Trump administration has just dropped a bombshell. Visa-free travel for 7 Caribbean nations is set to be terminated in 2025. That's right. If you're from these countries, your easy access to the U.S. could soon be gone. But why? And who made the list? Stick around because this is about to get explosive. The U.S. government claims this move is about national security, economic protection, and immigration control. But critics are calling it discriminatory, political, and downright unfair. So today we're breaking down everything. The 7 countries on the chopping block, the real reasons behind this policy, and what it means for thousands of families and businesses. Let's dive in. Number 1, Haiti, a nation already on its knees. First up, Haiti, a nation already struggling with political instability, natural disasters, and economic hardship. The U.S. government argues that Haiti's weak passport controls and high rates of visa overstays make it a security risk. But let's be real, is this about safety, or is it about keeping certain people out? Here's the thing. Haitians have long relied on U.S. visas for work, education, and family reunification. Cutting this access could devastate remittances, which make up nearly 30% of Haiti's GDP. So, is America protecting itself? Or is it punishing a country that's already on its knees? Number 2, Jamaica, betraying a loyal ally. Jamaica, land of reggae, jerk chicken, and some of the most breathtaking beaches in the world. But now this iconic Caribbean nation is facing a harsh reality. The U.S. is set to strip away its visa-free travel privileges. Why? And what does this mean for thousands of Jamaicans who rely on the U.S. for work, education, and family ties? The Trump administration's reasoning? They claim Jamaica has failed to adequately secure its borders, and that too many Jamaicans overstay their U.S. visas. But let's break this down, because the numbers tell a different story. According to DHS reports, Jamaica's visa overstay rate is around 2.5%, lower than many other countries that aren't being targeted. So why single out Jamaica? Critics argue this is less about security and more about politics. The U.S. has long had a complicated relationship with Jamaica, especially when it comes to deportations. That's right. The U.S. has been deporting hundreds of Jamaicans every year, many for minor offenses. Now they're tightening the screws even further. But here's the kicker. Jamaica is one of America's strongest allies in the Caribbean. They've cooperated on security, trade, and even extradition cases. So why punish them now? This policy isn't just about travel, it's about survival. Jamaica's economy heavily depends on remittances from the U.S., which bring in over $3 billion a year. That's money sent home by hardworking Jamaicans in America, supporting families, schools, and small businesses. If visas get revoked, that lifeline could be cut off. Imagine the ripple effect. Fewer jobs, less investment, and more economic instability. Is that what the U.S. wants? Or is this just collateral damage in a broader immigration crackdown? Jamaica's prime minister has already called this move unjust and discriminatory. And he's right. Why should an entire nation be punished for the actions of a few? Other Caribbean leaders are also speaking out, warning that this could damage U.S.-Caribbean relations for years to come. For ordinary Jamaicans, this could mean dreams deferred, students hoping to study in the U.S., families waiting to reunite, and business owners relying on American tourism. All could be left in limbo. But here's the good news. You have a voice. Protests, petitions, and pressure on lawmakers can make a difference. Number 3, the Bahamas, punishing a tourist paradise. The Bahamas, a wealthy Caribbean nation, but one that's being lumped in with high-risk countries. Why? The U.S. claims Bahamian passports are too easy to forge and drug trafficking routes are a concern. But let's not forget, the Bahamas is a major U.S. tourist destination. So why target them now? This move could backfire big time if Bahamians can't travel easily. Will American tourists still flock there? Or is this just another case of America flexing its power without thinking of the consequences? Number 4, Dominica, economic warfare against the small. Dominica, a tiny island with a big problem. The U.S. claims its citizenship by investment program is a security threat, allowing bad actors to buy passports. But is that the real issue? Or is America cracking down on small nations trying to boost their economies? Here's the kicker. Dominica isn't a major source of illegal migration to the U.S., so why target them? Could this be about pressuring Caribbean nations to align with U.S. policies? You decide. Number 5. St. Lucia. Blanket punishment without cause. St. Lucia, another country caught in the crossfire. The U.S. argues that visa-free travel has been exploited by criminals, but St. Lucia's crime rate is lower than some U.S. cities. So what's really going on here? This feels like blanket punishment. Instead of working with St. Lucia to fix issues, America is just slamming the door. Is that fair, or is this just politics at play? Number 6, Antigua and Barbuda. Shutting down competition Antigua and Barbuda, home to billionaires and paradise seekers. Yet the U.S. claims its visa policies are too lax. But let's be honest, this is another country with a citizenship by investment program. Is this about security, or is America trying to shut down competition for investor visas? Funny how America doesn't like when small countries create their own opportunities. Could this be about control? You tell me. Number 7. St. Kitts and Nevis. Economic warfare against the Caribbean. St. Kitts and Nevis, a tiny twin island paradise known for its white sand beaches, luxury estates, and the world's oldest citizenship by investment program. But now this idyllic nation is in the crosshairs of U.S. immigration policy. Trump's administration claims its visa-free access to America must end due to security risks. But is that the real story? Let's get one thing straight. St. Kitts and Nevis isn't some rogue state handing out passports to criminals. Its CBI program has been operating since 1984, long before most countries even considered selling citizenship. So why is America suddenly calling it a threat? The official reason: the U.S. claims that St. Kitts' CBI program lacks sufficient vetting and could allow bad actors to slip into America. But here's the problem. Where's the proof? That's right. There's no documented case of a terrorist or major criminal entering the U.S. through a St. Kitts passport. So why the crackdown? Well, some say it's less about security and more about killing competition. Think about it. America has its own investor visa program, EB-5, where rich foreigners can get a U.S. green card by investing $800,000 plus. But St. Kitts offers citizenship for half that price. Coincidence? Or is the U.S. trying to shut down a cheaper alternative? If the U.S. removes visa-free travel, the biggest victims won't be shady billionaires. It'll be ordinary Kittians and Nevisians. Over 1/3 of this nation's economy depends on CBI revenue. That money builds hospitals, schools, and hurricane-resistant infrastructure. Take it away and you're not stopping criminals. You're crippling a small country's survival. Here's the kicker. St. Kitts and Nevis has been one of America's most compliant Caribbean partners. They share tax data under FATCA, enforce U.S. sanctions, and even helped freeze Russian oligarch assets after the Ukraine invasion. So where's the gratitude? Instead of praise, they get punished. St. Kitts isn't going down without a fight. The PM has already called this move economic warfare and vowed to challenge it. But with America's might, can they win? Rumor is St. Kitts may pivot to new allies, offering visa-free deals to China, UAE, and other rising powers. Imagine the irony. America pushes away a loyal neighbor only to push them into rival hands. The real agenda: control, not security. So why is this happening? Officially, it's about security and immigration control. But let's read between the lines. This is also about politics, power, and perception. The Trump administration has long pushed for stricter immigration, and this fits the agenda. But at what cost? This policy could destroy livelihoods, strain diplomatic relations, and hurt U.S. tourism in the Caribbean. Is it worth it? Or is this another short-sighted move that'll backfire? Let's be real. This isn't about security. It's about control. America doesn't like small nations setting their own rules, especially when those rules threaten U.S. dominance in global finance. But here's the truth. These Caribbean nations aren't backdoors for criminals. They're lifelines for small countries fighting to thrive. Now, here's where you come in. If this policy affects you, your family, or your business, don't stay silent. Share this video, tag your representatives, and demand answers. Why target these 7 countries? Where's the evidence? And what's the real agenda? This isn't just about visas, it's about fairness, justice, and the future of U.S. Caribbean relations. So hit that like button, subscribe for more hard-hitting updates, and let's make some noise together. The time to act is now. Don't let decisions made in Washington destroy lives thousands of miles away. Stand up, speak out, and fight back. Because when we come together, change is possible.